When people come to a new country, they go through a process of identity conflict. A strong desire to keep your roots and retain old customs seems to argue with a desire to change behavior and feel more in harmony with the new culture. It is helpful to remember that when you come to live in a new country, you don't lose yourself or your culture. Rather, you learn more ways to understand the world, adding to what you already know. It is like going to school. When you go to the next grade, you don't forget everything you already learned. You simply build on what you know. This is how cultural adaptation works. Intercultural researcher Young-Yoon Kim explains that to adapt to a new environment, there are three interconnected pieces. The first, your disposition towards the change. Second, the environment of the host culture. And third, your own intercultural transformation process. All of these themes are related to how you communicate and how others communicate with you. Let's look at each of these themes separately. Theme 1. Your disposition towards change. Researchers have found that people who adapt well to a new culture want to adapt. First, they are prepared to make changes. Are you willing to make changes to fit in? Have you learned anything about your new country and culture before coming, or now while you are here? This shows you are prepared for your cultural adventure. Second, they come from a culture that is not widely different from the new culture they are settling into. How different is your own culture from the new one? Remember, the wider the difference, the longer it will take to adapt. Third, they are able to adapt to new things. Are you the kind of person who can learn and adapt? If you can, your attitude towards your new culture will be positive. If you're feeling worried that you are not prepared to change, come from a place that is very culturally different from your new country, or find it hard to adapt to new things, don't worry. People have different degrees of comfort and adapt in ways that work for them. Theme number 2. Not everything depends on you. The environment of the host culture does make a difference. A. If the host culture views newcomers as a good thing, they are receptive to you, and that makes it easier for you to adapt. If they see newcomers as a threat, then you have to work harder to win their respect and affection. B. If the host culture does not have strong pressure to conform, consider yourself lucky. The stronger the pressure to conform in a culture, the harder it is to communicate using your usual cultural habits. Think about ways people respond to each other and listen to their speech patterns. C. If your own ethnic group has a strong sense of cultural self, this will be helpful for you in the beginning as you are trying to find your way. But to adapt, you need frequent and ongoing communication with people who are not from your country, language group, or region. Ask yourself how receptive your host culture seems to newcomers, and how strong your own group's sense of culture is. These two factors form the environment that affects your adaptation efforts. Theme number 3. Your own intercultural transformation. The third theme is your own growth process as you interact with people in the new culture. A. Can you find ways on a daily basis to carry out your life and job with less and less stress? This is called functional fitness. B. Are you becoming more confident, less worried, and feeling that you have tools to solve misunderstandings when they occur? You are developing psychological health. C. Have you noticed you are thinking about things from many points of view instead of just one? You are developing an intercultural identity when that starts to happen. So as you can see, it takes your own attitude, the attitude of the host culture and your own ethnic group, and finally your own ability to learn and grow that affect cultural adaptation. In the workplace, you have the big job of not only adapting to the country culture and the cultures of your coworkers, but adapting to the company culture. This is a huge task. Be patient with yourself and others, and stay strong within yourself. People who adapt most easily have a double positive outlook. A positive attitude about their own cultural group and about the new culture into which they are integrating.